This story was from last week, but I want Shannon's opinion on it because I think it's very important. Uh, and so it says a man accused of abusing 2-year-old son for misbehaving in public. And so I don't know
Oh,
if you read this story last week, Shannon,
I
but
did. Hmm.
you did. Okay,
Hmm.
so just for the audience, a guy, Danny Romero, who was 21, um, he is arrested for abusing his child, and it says police were called out 2080 Missouri number 7 to investigate an alleged child abuse on August 4th. The grandmother of the child picked up the child from Romero's house after a routine visit. During the custody exchange, Romero told the grandmother he had to spank the child due to him not listening, but said this did not seem odd to her and initially did not think anything of it, according
Hmm.
to the statement of facts. The grandmother said after running a few errands, she returned home, fed the child, and began to prepare to bathe the boy when she noticed a large set of markings to the lower back and buttocks area. According to the statement of facts, the markings were bright red in color and appeared welted/swelled in some spots, and also appeared to be the impression of adult-sized fingers in at least one area. The grandmother stated to police that she notified the child's mother immediately and called the police to report it. Okay. According to the statement of facts, the markings on the child's body were created with more than a small amount of force. Romero confirmed to police that he took his son to Firestone for a vehicle service and said his son began acting up while there, causing a disturbance. He confirmed to police he began spanking his son in the parking lot before putting him inside the vehicle. Romero insisted to police the contact was only made once and claimed not to have put a strong amount of force into it. He told police he spanked his son because that was not the way to act in public. Romero remains at the Doña Ana County Jail without bond.
Oof.
I want to hear your impression on this story, Shannon. Just
Well,
overall, and go wherever you want to go.
well, first of all, when I first started reading it, I was just like, oh, okay. Because I feel like I've given my stance on like spanking before. But I feel I have.
Which
We talked
was
about we talked about this. I said, what did I say? Oh, I said that I don't have a problem with it just because like I grew up, I was spanked when I did something wrong, and I feel like, because remember we talked about how it might cause like psychological issues in children
yes,
like as
yes,
you get
yes,
older.
yes.
But I feel like now there's like a thin line between like giving your child like a spanking where like it hurts for a second, but then like you'll be fine 5 minutes later, or straight up child abuse where like your child has like visible, evidence of like physical injury. I feel like it's a whole different thing, but it's like kind of like it's a thin line in between. So I don't really know. I don't know where I stand on this, to be quite honest with you.
The theme for this podcast is just going to be the government overstepping its bounds. Like,
Yeah.
so I was obviously spanked growing up,
Yeah,
as
of
most
course. As
black
most black
people
people
were.
were.
Yeah.
Hmm.
If I have children myself, I'm not going to spank them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to spank them. I believe spanking is innately abusive.
Mm-hmm.
Innately, I don't care if it's if you spanking with a belt, if you spanking with your hands, if you spanking with an extension cord, whatever you do, or a switch, I believe it is all abuse, right? That said, here's the problem with this story. This is once again where society has to make a choice. Either physically striking somebody is abuse or it's not. See, right now, so a couple of years ago, Shannon, if you was misbehaving, your boyfriend could spank you.
Mm.
No, it was legal. I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
it's not a. It was
How is it
true.
illegal under what? Wait, how?
In the
When?
country,
Why?
you could discipline your wife.
Oh no.
Yeah, if you were married and you were in a supermarket, talking all crazy, your boyfriend could spank you because you need some
Your
discipline.
boyfriend or your husband?
I mean, your husband could spank you.
Yeah, yeah, okay. I was about to
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
wait.
your husband could spank you because you was acting out of pocket and you needed some discipline, and so he was going to give you that work. It was legal.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It was.
Okay.
Then it became abuse.
Mm-hmm.
People are trying to play both sides with this children thing, and it's getting people in trouble. Like this dude here, I can tell is not a bad guy.
Mhm.
He was a guy raised in a culture like Shannon, where I was spanked, so I'm gonna spank my children. Like this story touched my soul because, I mean, this could be Shannon in like 5 years.
No.
You know, you say no, and there's another thing. You don't know how hard you have to hit your kids to leave a mark. That's another thing. People be assuming that it takes all of this force. It depends on what your kids look like. If you have like light skinned kids or like high brown like light brown skinned kids, it don't take much to leave like a mark that
Were
can
you
get
about
you
to
in
say?
trouble.
Were you about to say high yellow?
You called me.
I did catch
I
you.
was this close to say high yellow. I was like, let me not say that. It don't take much to leave a mark on your kids.
No.
Depending on their skin tone. So this guy is in jail without bond because the culture can't make up its mind.
Mm-hmm.
Is hitting children abuse or is hitting children discipline?
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to play both sides, and it's getting good people, innocent people, caught up once again in the judicial system, in the prison system that don't need to be there if we made up our minds as a culture.
Weren't some Catholic schools allowed to hit students too with like a ruler?
Yes,
Is that not
teachers,
allowed?
Shannon, teachers will allowed to hit children.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying not even Catholic. Public teachers were allowed to spank their children in some states in the country years ago. This is what I'm saying. We don't have consistent politics on spanking. Is it abuse? Is it discipline? We have to make that choice because by not making that choice, what we're allowing is a subjective. We are allowing kind of this subjective rule to determine determine whether or not somebody ends up behind bars, which is messed up.
Yep.
Like if he had gotten different police officers, he might just think about that, Shannon. If he had different police officers or different family members and did the exact same action, he might be a free man right now. You can't build a society that way. If we all are going to live under the law and be treated equally under the law, we have to come to terms with, okay, what is what here? And so when I saw the story, I was like, this is crazy. Now, for me, I think striking someone is abuse. I don't care if it's your own child. If you wouldn't hit your part, like whatever you wouldn't do to an adult, you shouldn't do with a child, in my opinion. So if you ain't going to discipline your wife or your girlfriend, then you have no business hitting your child. If you want to ground him, cool. Take away his toys, cool. I get it. But physical punishment, corporal punishment, I'm 100% against it. I think it's immoral. I think it does more damage than good. And if you don't have this clear line in the sand, then you allow ACS and these various entities to get good people locked up because they don't know the line. At least with my viewpoint, there's a clear line. With yours, Shannon, I'm not saying you're a bad person, but like, who knows what the line is?
I know, that's what I said.
No, but I'm saying no.
Oh, okay.
So your world is actually more dangerous for parents
probably.
because
yeah,
you might strike your child one day in public the wrong way. Somebody gets upset, they call the police, and now you're in prison.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think him being in prison is insane, and this story should be blown up. And you can tell, unless his baby mama is the blackest woman in the world, his child is probably fair skinned like he is, which would easily leave a mark on his behind if he was spanked. Easily. Like welts was part of the process when my father was growing up. They had to pick their own switches. Yeah. Like the parents would make you go outside to look for a branch. You had to pluck the leaves off. And then you would get beat with it. I heard people talk about getting hit with extension cords in the shower.
All kinds of things. Oh no.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
But it's discipline.
feel
You
like that's
see,
kind of I feel like that's kind of dangerous though. It's
I mean, I'm sure the extension cord isn't plugged up, Shen. I'm just
yeah.
saying in the shower. But it's all dangerous. Striking your
Mm,
child is dangerous because you can hurt them,
mm,
and it's hard to estimate force because
yeah.
you're an adult. This is a small body. You might be assuming that you're holding back because you want enough force for it to actually do something, but not enough force where you can seriously hurt the child.
Mm,
But you can easily over or underestimate, your strength or their tolerance,
mm,
which is why I think my approach, as far as having, clear lines in the sand and saying, you know what, nah, we're not doing this. I think that actually is better for society than doing things your way, which is case by case. This is discipline. This is abuse. This much force is this. No, let's just
okay.
avoid all of that. Stop doing it. I get, culturally where it came from. I get it, but you you can raise strong, healthy children that understand discipline without hitting them. Now, maybe
Okay.
I'll allow pow pows, which is like for like super small children when on their hand, maybe. But other than pow pow, yeah, nah, that has to stop. No,
Okay.
no, no striking. We have to evolve past that point. But I also think we need to get this dude out of jail. His name is Danny Romero from who's this from? Missouri. Danny Romero from Missouri. I don't know this guy's story, but seeing him in jail for this, I think is messed up. Um, do you blame the grandmother or the baby mama in this at all?
It's the grandmother one that who called the
So the
cops?
grandmother saw it and she called the baby mother, and the baby mother called the police.
Oh. Mm, I mean, I don't blame the grandmother. She's not the one that called the cops.
This is another reason why, by the way, fellas, you have to choose the. It is so important that whoever you decide to make the mother of your children shares your values and your beliefs. If she shared his beliefs on this, he wouldn't be in jail. Even if she thought he went too far, she would just be like, "Hey, I understand, spankings, but I think you went too far. This can't happen again, right?" The
Mm-hmm.
fact that she called the police immediately means either she hated this dude or they never talked about what kind of cultural values they share, and they can't. He's 21,
Mm,
21 uh, a child, which means he was probably a teenager when he had him.
mm,
So yeah, probably a slip up, got some girl pregnant in Missouri, and this kind of it is what it is. But fellas, this is why it's important, that you choose and you vet and you choose a woman who shares your values so
yeah.
that you can avoid situations like this. But this is messed up to me all around. So I'm
Yeah.
anti spanking, but this dude Danny Romero, unless something else comes out about him, I think he should be a free man